Guys, I'm here with Daniel Cross from Verse. He's a senior director, and I wanted him to come on and talk a little bit about the new product they're launching. What's up, Daniel? Nice to see you.
What's up, Anthony? Good to be here.
Thank you for the time. Today, you're going to talk about the new product you guys just rolled out called Verse Capture. I think it can be beneficial to Vonk clients as an add-on to their site, but I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm going to give you the floor. If you want, if you don't mind, maybe you could share your screen and give everybody a quick walkthrough of what it is, how it works, and how it can benefit them.
Yeah, for sure.
Helpful. And if I need to keep the host, I can. Let me know if you have trouble with the sharing.
No worries. Yeah. So give you a quick, what's Verse real quick before I go over to the screen share. Verse is a 24/7 texting conversational enablement software. So we're kind of funny because we're a platform, but we're also powered by humans.
Yep.
So we're kind of we have to define our own category, but basically what we're doing for mortgage companies is helping them to engage new leads. If they've got inbound traffic to their website and they're generating leads through traffic, or they're buying leads from sources, Verse helps to create conversations with the new leads, qualify them a little bit, and then pass them back to the loan officers either via an appointment or transferring live to them via a phone call. So we're essentially converting data into, data being that you've gathered either on your website or through forms, and turning that into a real human conversation, and also just making you look good because you have an assistant who's reaching out to leads. So that's Verse's kind of core product. That's what we do. Yep. We do it in the real estate world. We do it in mortgage. We do a lot of white labeling. So if you were to go to, a lot of the real estate or mortgage portals and put your information in, you might be talking to Verse. We do a lot of that for the bigger mortgage companies. And essentially, a lot of these big mortgage companies, even mid-sized companies, have contact centers, or they have people who are calling, which is great. Calling is one channel. And when they're trying to open up the channel of two-way texting, it's really, really hard. It's hard to staff it. It's hard to build journeys that make sense. It's hard to have authentic conversations. You can have those one way, finish your app, get on the phone, one way text messages, but it's really hard to have two-way conversations. And that's what Verse kind of allows you to do without having to hire anyone on. And so that's kind of the main product, but we have been in the last couple of years kind of an enterprise product. So we work with a lot of really big mortgage companies, and but we just released this product called Verse Capture. That's what you introduced. That's what we're kind of excited to show your guys, because it essentially kind of gives this power of having a team on staff 24/7. It gives you access to that without having to do an annual contract and pay a bunch of money up front the way that the kind of big enterprise level customers do.
Yep.
It also allows you to monetize some of and to capture some of the leads that are coming to your website that may, come to the site and then leave. So if you see that you've got traffic to the site, but you're not seeing that translate into leads or inbound forms, Verse can help with that. So without further ado, I'll show you what an example looks like. This is an actual customer on Verse Capture.
While you're pulling it up, and just before you get started, when we talked earlier this summer about it, I think for everybody that's watching this, it's important to understand the amount of data and best practices this company has that goes into some of their communications. And to me, that was what really kind of pushed me over the edge of okay, you could go out on your own and try to build communications, or you could just take what is actually working at a very high level. And I thought that was very impressive and important to mention.
Yeah, good call. One of the things that to give you a little more insight into actually what's happening when a lead comes to Verse. So a form gets filled out, let's say, and I'll show you kind of what happens here. A form gets filled out here where it's not a chat bot, right? A chat bot lives on your website. People are typing in here. They're going back and forth. If they have to leave their computer, that conversation's over. Essentially, it's a
sometimes
tab.
It's by accident. I've had that happen.
Totally, or
click out of it, and I'm like, what the heck? Yeah.
Exactly. If you have 100 tabs like me, also you'll see a blinking one, and you'll be like, "Oh, right, I forgot."
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we do is capture the lead and take it offline. Basically, we'll take it off of the internet and put it into a text message where they can respond whenever they want. Now it's not relying on them keeping this tab open. They have their phone on them all the time, so the text message conversation can be picked up, a few hours later if now is not a good time. But to color in a little bit of what happens when someone fills this form out, a text message will come, or a text message will go out to them right away because this is synced with the Verse system. Verse has been building this machine learning and AI response system for essentially like say 7 or 8 years, and it's now gotten millions of conversations per year. So
Yep.
that and great bots are, it's fine, right? Like a bot is great, like if it can manage a simple conversation, awesome. It means you don't have to pay for a person. But
Yeah.
people also don't always respond to bots if they know it's a bot, right? You get a lower response rate if you're reaching out and saying press 1 for information about a mortgage, in a text message, press 1 for more information about a mortgage, press 2 for more information about refi, press 3 for for support on your current mortgage, whatever it is. People
Yep.
are less likely to be responsive if they don't think there's a human there.
Yep.
And that's kind of been the hybrid and the key of what we found, which is we keep the text message response is conversational, so they actually think they are talking to a person. And if the AI or machine learning doesn't know what to do to that response, so let's say the first text that goes out that says, "Hi Anthony, it's Daniel with Texas Lending. We saw you're interested in getting pre-approved. Do you want to chat right now?" And you say, "No." Well, that's easy. AI knows what to do. That's Alexa, like, play Kanye or something. They know
Yeah.
exactly what to do next. The AI is not confused. It goes to the next prompt and the next question, which we've already kind of built out and it's been optimized. But one of the hard things to do when you're trying to be conversational, and this is the rub, if they actually think it's a human, they're going to respond the way a human does. And you know what happens to Alexa when you say, "Hey Alexa, can you tell me," and I don't want to say it too loud because she might be in here, "Hey Alexa," instead of saying "play Kanye," you go, "Hey, I'm in the mood to hear something that's kind of chill, but
Right.
not, yeah." "I'm trying to put the kids to bed. I don't want to wake anybody up." Like you,
Yeah.
you actually can't be too specific with Alexa because the AI for Alexa only goes one question deep, right? There's no follow-up questions. There's no, "let me clarify that for you." And so
Yeah.
with what happens with us is we're conversational in the outreach. If you say, "Now's not a good time, but I'm picking up my kids. I'll be done around 5:30, but tomorrow's actually better. Anytime between 10 and 12 would work for me." We get those kind of responses all the time, right? But
Yep.
AI would get confused by that
Mm-hmm.
mostly. So what'll happen is the second that it doesn't have a 95% confidence level that that's the next correct response, that kicks to a human. The
Yeah.
human, our concierge, we employ them in house. Those people will read the text message and say, "Oh, what they meant to say was today after 5:30, or tomorrow between 10 and 12." And so either they'll kick the next the correct response out because it'll tell the AI what to do next and put it back on track, or the human will actually respond, no, either works for us. Is today or tomorrow better? And if they say tomorrow after 10 is better, we'll say great. We'll try giving you a call tomorrow at 10. And then at tomorrow at 10, if it's 9:50, a text message will go out that says, "Is 10 still a good time for you?" And they'll say, "Sure," or they won't be responsive, in which case we'll continue following up. But if they are responsive and say 10's a good time, when 10 comes along, Verse will place the outbound call for you, and they'll pick up the phone and there'll be an IVR, a recorded message that says, "Hi, to get connected to so-and-so loan officer, press 1." They'll press 1, and then the loan officer's phone will actually ring with an inbound call. It's tagged as they know that number is always coming. It's always coming from the same number, so they know who it is, and they know they've got a new lead queued up.
That's awesome. Now, how much of that is versus capture versus the enterprise product?
Well, they're the same product.
Right, but
So
if you
yeah,
sign up for capture, right?
yeah. Well, that's kind of what's groundbreaking about this, which is we have this AI, we have this huge machine, we have this concierge team who's on staff. We're doing this, for some clients at 30,000 leads a month,
Mhm.
and we haven't been able to offer this to smaller, lower lead volumes monthly because we just haven't been able to do it from an onboarding perspective. Captures the great thing about Capture is it's completely self onboarding. It's a line of code. So walking you through what would happen when when someone comes to the website, they click on this because it says click here to instantly text a member of our team. They'll click that.
Yep.
They'll put in their name and phone number, and when they click submit, they'll get a text message. And the same technology that we're using for our enterprise clients is now going to be used to have conversations with your leads. So we'll have full qualifying conversations, and then we'll do whatever's requested as far as passing it back. So it's the same technology we use for enterprise, but we're packaging it in this small box, called Capture.
Even if the potential borrower or website visitor that starts this conversation trips up the AI, that'll even get kicked into the concierge team.
Yep, it's all the same product, same stuff.
Wow, I don't think at that register when we first talked, you actually get the back end human support too.
Well, so here's the cool thing is, so if you can imagine, what I didn't mention is when, let's say you said, I have to pick up my kids, I won't be done till 5:30, I'm available tomorrow between 10 and 12. So when the human went in and read it and decided what action to take next, it also told the AI, from now on, when you see a message that's structured similar to that,
Yep.
do this. And what that means is, it's kind of like the monkeys, like a million monkeys over a million years could write Shakespeare. It's like we've seen enough variations of almost everything. Like there isn't a thing we haven't seen by now, right? We've seen so many variations of conversations that now the AI is surprisingly really good at really deep levels. So it'll know it'll pick up on sentences that might seem pretty arcane and pretty strange, and it does take a lot to trip us up now, although it's always improving and always optimizing. But a lot of what allows us to do that is that the AI machine learning handles a lot of those conversations, and in a way that the humans would never know that they're talking to AI.
Yeah.
And in a way that's affordable. So bringing on an assistant to kind of handle inbound traffic, and then having to train them and having to give them scripting, all of that. Not only is it so much work, it's also there's a lot, managing humans on its own it's a separate pain. So there's automation is great. We're kind of proponents of just text messaging and omni-channel approaches anyway. So even if you don't use Verse, you should be reaching out via text. You should be using conversational text and email and phone calls as a part of your strategy. What we do for you is kind of shortcut you from trying a texting strategy to being really, really advanced at it, and with just one kind of widget. That's what we're trying to do.
You almost need to get in the office, one of those bells that restaurants have when they get a big tip. Like if a question gets by the AI that they haven't seen.
Yeah. Well, it's what the thing that's kind of dark about it, and I don't, they know it too, but really what the concierges are doing now is training the AI to take their jobs, right? Like at some point there's going to be less need for it, but ultimately those people are, they're only paying attention to high level conversations now, or conversations that require empathy or that require, a human touch. So there's always going to be a need for that, I think, or at least for the foreseeable future, there's going to be a need for humans to have these types of conversations. There probably will be a point at which the AI will be able to handle everything, and you'll get all your questions answered.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So can you walk through, let's say I'm a originator or a company and I want to set this up. What would I do? Where do I go? And if you're watching this, you don't have to write the stuff down because I'm probably going to have it on the screen. But just for the point of our conversation, maybe we could walk through how I would get this.
Yeah, for sure. So the sign up is really simple. We've tried to make it as simple as possible as compared to our kind of enterprise onboarding, which are like, you have an onboarding coordinator and we're going through, a lot of, we're talking with the technical side and all that. This is actually super, super easy. So you go to the link that you'll provide, which takes you to the Verse Capture site.
Yep.
I'll share it with you right now just so that you'll know what it looks like. You'll go to the Verse Capture site. You can watch a video that shows a little more in depth if you'd like to see that. And then basically you'll fill out a form with some information. The information includes kind of your email, if you have a calendar link that you'd like us to book appointments for you. So there's a couple different ways we can pass leads back. One of them is a calendar. We can book appointments. We can transfer calls in the way that I kind of laid out before, of where we make the phone call and it transfers to you. We can also just kind of be a voice to qualify leads and let you know when we've got someone who's interested via an email and a text message alert that you'll get from us. So in the case, let's say someone comes to the website, they fill out the form, Verse has the conversation, gathers a few pieces of data, and then sends you an email and a text and says, hey, guess what? You've got a new interested person. Here's all their information. They're expecting a call from you now, and you can go ahead and call them. But from the experience for the borrower or the client, they get to have someone to talk to, and we'll tell them, Anthony's going to be reaching out to you soon. Expect a call from, and then this number. So all of that's possible. So you'll go fill out a form here. They'll give you a line of code. And then there's instructions that are really easy to go put the code onto your website. You're essentially copy pasting, and then you're pressing go, and you'll get a confirmation from Verse that everything's ready to roll, and it'll be on. There is a person on our side, a contact, who will be reaching out to you once you've put the code in, just to make sure everything's running smooth and you've got it set up. But you can also run test leads through the account as part of this. The way that Verse is packaging this, there is no minimum number of leads per month, and there's no maximum number of leads. So we're going to handle as many people come through this portal versus going to have conversations with them. So that could mean two a month, if better than zero, right? If you've got people who are coming to the website but leaving, Verse can try and capture more of those people. But if you have 100 a month, we're also going to do 100 a month for you. So it's all included in one price for this. The pricing for Verse Capture.
Before you jump into that, if anybody who's watching is a Vonk Digital client, you end up taking advantage and going with Verse Capture, you don't have to set it up. You can just send it into your account manager, and we'll add the code for you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And for pricing, the initial price we have listed on the website is $149 a month. No contracts, no fees, anything else associated with that, no onboarding fees. And so you're essentially just saying, yes, you can try it out for a month if you like. If you do come through the link that Anthony's going to share with you, we're going to discount it to $99 a month. And as long as you stay on, you keep that $99 a month. So if you drop off, there is a chance you go back up to the $149, but if you stay on, you keep the $99 as you go. So $99 a month, maybe it nets you an extra 5 or 10 leads from the website per month. That the cost to get those leads, if you were to go buy those leads, would be way more than $99, and you get to keep them on your site. You get to provide a good experience, and it's just another way to show your customers that you're there to talk with them and be there for them. Yeah,
24/7, and everybody that's going to be watching this is a mortgage professional in some capacity, so they understand the economics of 99 versus what one more loan could do for you. We don't have to go into that. That's Captain Obvious. So that's awesome. Yeah, I will. when this comes out, and if you're watching it, it's already out. There will be in the email and then on the screen. I'll put that code, the link you're going to give me for the discount for everybody. That's awesome. That's great. Well, I really appreciate it. I think what you've done is what you guys are doing is amazing. Democratizing enterprise type technology. That's how we started. So I understand the value in that and making it more available to people and kind of leveling the playing field. So nice work, guys. And,
yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And you guys feel free to reach out if you want to hit me up on LinkedIn. It's dcross@verse.io. If you want to send me an email, if you want to hit me on LinkedIn, I'm there pretty regularly. So if you have a question, feel free to use that. Again, use that link that Anthony's going to share with you. It's, again, really easy to get started. No commitment to it. So throw it up there, see if we can't get some more traffic, and we'd love to be able to help.
Yeah. And also you can have those conversations for anybody that looks at this and says, wow, that's great, but I'm like a real heavy hitter in like lead buying or what the case may be. And maybe that enterprise solution is more of a fit for them as well. So
yeah, we're including the capture widget with our enterprise level accounts as well. So if you do have a decent lead volume per month, or you're planning on ramping up lead volume, we can also help you on that front as well.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, I appreciate the time today. Thanks so much for sharing this with us. We'll get it.
Thanks, Anthony. See y'all.
All right. Take care.